Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're doing an open tag response to my good friend John over at Thrifty Kniffy. We're going to be doing a Super Sack Saturday today. Swiss Army knife on a Saturday, very straightforward. I've got so many to show you guys, and I know John has as well, so I really hope you're enjoying this series. We're going to be taking a look at one from Victorinox. It would have arrived originally in a box a bit like this. This is one I picked up on the secondary market, so I don't actually have the box, but it's in very good condition for the age. Standard box, Victorinox, silver shield on there, on the silver box I mean. Makers of the original Swiss Army knife, some contact details on the back. Plain on either end, but this is one with no barcode on it at all. Excuse the black dye on my fingers, I've been writ dyeing today and obviously I didn't wear a glove because I'm not brilliant. But standard affair for the box. Inside you get the standard sort of instruction leaflet which tells you how to look after the knife, how to clean it, how to use the tools. Something you're all very familiar with if you've got a Victorinox knife, so I'm not going to really go through that too much. But let's take a look at it. So we're looking at the Recruit today, and this is a very interesting variation of the Recruit. I can't find any other name for it other than a Serrated Recruit, or the Recruit Serrated, which, I mean, pretty self-explanatory when you look at the knife. Anyway, the Recruit, 84mm model, probably one of the best knives I would really suggest for someone's first Swiss Army knife. Maybe for your teenager, for your child, whichever. Your wife wants to get into knives, girlfriend, whoever it may be. This is the one I always recommend. There's no back tools on it. You can see it's just a nice, simple two-layer design. Recruit then, model number for that in sort of the EU or UK is 0.2503. And then the USA model number for that is 53241. But yeah, nice, simple two-layer design. We have scale tools on there with a keyring as well. See, we have the tweezers on the front here, and I believe these would have been red, but it looks like they've been sat in the sun, so they've sort of been sun dyed this sort of pale colour, but not the end of the world. I'm sure I can replace them with some new ones. On the back then, you can see this side hasn't been sat in the sun at all, and we have this really nice vibrant red toothpick. And you'll notice there is jelly scales on here, or the ruby scales. I believe these were put on afterwards. I don't believe these came standard, so I may have to source out some of the older red Celador scales for this. But two-layer design, standard opening layer on this then. We have the tin opener or can opener, small flathead screwdriver on the end there, nice edge on the tin opener. You can see it's good for puncturing and this works fantastically well. Standard Victorinox finish, this sort of polished tumbled look. Nice clean nail neck on there, plain on the back, and of course no half stop on that. Left hand side then, older model, so there's actually no half stop on the cap lifter, and just for preference I really prefer when it's all sort of similar and it's just a nice smooth open and close. So I prefer there to be no cap lifter, but no half stop on the cap lifter, but it doesn't bother me that much either way. Wire bender, the cap lifter, and the larger flathead screwdriver. Again, the same Victorinox finish, nice clean nail nick as well. And this one you can use as a small pry if you wish, but I would be very careful as this is only pinned together. Nothing too strenuous, would pop that off quite easily. It's just a brass sort of loop which you can kind of see there holding it all together. So when I'm using it for a pry, I would generally put my finger and thumb either side just to give it a bit more support, and then you can sort of use it to lever something up. On the back then we have a nice little pen blade, standard sort of style pen blade from Victorinox. See that there, really sharp. This doesn't look to have been used at all. It looks like it could be even the factory edge. If it is someone's secondary edge, they've done a really good job with it. Blade length of that then, we're looking at full blade of 1.6 and then a cutting edge of, what will be there, about 1.4 inches. So no qualms of this being a UK legal carry for this little blade. No half stop, nice snap. It's about 5.5 into maybe a 6 right at the very end into the open position. So the spring on that's nice and tight. No concerns really about that closing on you when you're using it. It's a pen blade, so it's not going to be a heavy use blade. And I would be happy to do sort of draw cuts. I open my mail and things like that with a small little pen blade like this. My parcels, because you can sort of pinch up at the tip. So you only get this much that goes through the parcel, so you're not going to damage what's inside. And I sort of go on the seal and just sort of scroll it down, just to make sure I'm not going to damage what's inside. And then on to the sort of the main reason why I picked this one up. It has a serrated spear point blade. And of course my fingerprints are all over it, that's just like they always are. There we go, look at that. See, this has had some use, the blade's nice and scratched and used, which means I'm more than happy to use it myself. Give it a bit of love in the pocket. The 4-line tang stamp, Victorinox Switzerland Stainless Rossfry. And on the back there we have the crossbow and the bolt, and the bolt is not touching, so I believe this puts that between 95 and 02. I could be completely wrong, but it's in that sort of late 90s, early 2000s range. Really nicely done serrations on this as well. And it's quite a weird thing for Victorinox to do. I know they did a 91mm that was serrated as well. Serrated Spartan. I think they called it something slightly different though. But this one they just called the Serrated Recruit. And I've not seen them do it on any other sort of their knives like this. I know the larger ones are the locking blades, you can get serrated blades on those, but these smaller slip joint ones, I haven't seen that done at all. And that's something really interesting from Victorinox to do. But of course then, really nice 84mm design from Victorinox, the Serrated Recruit. Close length with that we have 3.25, 3¼ inches closed. A main blade length of pretty much bang on the 2.5, and then a cutting edge of 2.1, 2.2 at a push. No half stop, just nice action on the blade, and just listen to that snap on the open and the close. Really nice and affirmative. Nice finish on the blade. Of course you can see that has been used, so we have the scratches, and it being serrated means it does hold the edge quite a lot longer, as you've just got these small little spikes that stick out. And it's actually really easy to sharpen. I just sort of use a small chef's steel and just sort of rub it softly between each of the points as you go along down like this, and you can bring that back to a screaming edge really quickly. And this is going to be a mean thing for opening cardboard boxes. Even any of that clamshell packaging, this will go through it like absolute butter due to the serrations. So there we go guys, I hope you enjoyed this Super Sack Saturday. This is the Serrated Recruit, and as far as I can tell it's the same model number. I can't see any different model number variation for it, so that is 0.2503. Please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.